Hello everybody, and welcome to another cryptocurrency technical analysis video. The previous videos I looked at Bonk, and everyone seems to love the dog coins, and I got a request for Bone, so why not? I'll go ahead and do some technical analysis on Bone. If you're waiting for a Bitcoin technical analysis video, it really depends on what Bitcoin is doing. The previous video I put out, it's still up to date, it's still relevant, so check that out. If you want more lower time frame analysis, then you'll have to go to the Discord server about that. I keep all my members up to date on current Bitcoin price action and technical analysis. Additionally, if you're a beginner or intermediate trader, it really is important to have a supportive trading community to be a part of. So check out that Discord server. It is free, no cost to you. Anyway, at the end of this video, I want to look at some exchanges where you can actually trade Bone. Now, there are some exchanges and DeFi swaps where you can trade Bone, but I've actually noticed some exchanges that kind of concern me, and so I am going to have a warning at the end of the video. Remember, none of this is financial advice, but I would like to make sure everyone has a relatively safe place to trade Bone. Anyway, I'll go ahead and get started with the analysis, and I'll get to that later. First, what I want to do is pull a fixed range volume profile from the beginning of the data I have to the end. Now, before I get into this, price before, you can check out other exchanges for previous data, but price did come up to around the $2 area, and there are a lot of discrepancies here, but it kind of started ranging at around $1.80 before dropping down here. So keep that in mind. It is really important for this analysis. So I'll go ahead and get that out of the way and remove that from the chart. But right now, I want to look at the fixed range volume profile. Now, I can pull it from here, or I can pull it from the low here before the trend up, and it's not really much of a difference. What I want to see here is the volume in certain areas. Look for high volume nodes, low volume nodes. What I see immediately is that all of the trading interest really is around this area. Now we moved up and created a little bit of a volume node here and a little bit of a volume node here, but it's nothing really significant. So just with that, I don't see any reason why price wouldn't come back down and move back into the value area. So with that little bit of volume analysis done, what I want to do is look for some levels to trade. To the upside, I want to look at some levels from around the $2 and $1.80 area, because this is where that previous price action was that we don't currently have on this chart. Additionally, I want to look at some levels inside this range here. To the downside, I'm not doing any technical analysis to the downside just because I don't really have enough data to do that right now. If we actually come down into the current or into this range here and range around a little bit, then maybe we'll have some more data. But right now there just isn't enough data to look below this range. I'll go ahead and delete this. So looking to the upside, first what I want to do is take a trend-based fib extension. Right here, I'll go ahead and anchor it from this low to this high, and I'm actually going to anchor it to this low. And I'll go down to the 4-hour chart. The reason I am anchoring it to this low right here is it just comes down to intuition and experience. I really think that this low is much more significant than any of these right here. So that's where I'm pulling the fixed range volume profile from. And let me get rid of the drawings. And we have a 2.618, which is quite a bit overextended for a move, but we are moving up toward that way. What I'd like about it though is that it's in the $1.80 area. What I can do also is I'll zoom in a bit. I can pull a retracement, but it's actually an expansion, so 161.8%, or the 1618. It's pulled from this high right here down to this low right here, and I just drag it out a bit. Additionally, I can pull another trend-based fib extension. I'll go down to the hourly charts, show you how I pulled this one right here. So it's simply from this low, put in here, to this high to the current low. Now, of course, this is going to change if we take out these lows here. But for now, this is where it's at. Now I'm going to zoom back out, go back to the daily chart, and you can see that all of these are in about the same area. And I'll drag this extension out a little bit right here. So we have really good confluence actually at the $1.80 area right here. So if we're going to move up, this is where I'm going to be looking for shorts. Now, full disclaimer, I don't actually trade bone. There's no exchange that really has enough liquidity for me. But for smaller traders, this might be fine. If I were to be looking for a short, it would be at the $1.80 area. I wouldn't want to go ahead and short here, just because just looking at price action, it doesn't seem like a good short to me right now. Now, this right here could have been a good short. I'll go ahead and pull a fib retracement here. You can see that if I zoom in a bit here, there are no candle closes above the 786 after this low is put in right here. There are no candle closes right there. This would have been a good short. If I were in that short, I would definitely have already taken profits by now. Just because this price action here, the market structure it's just up. There's no real good pullbacks here. It's higher highs and higher lows the whole way up. So there's nothing really bearish about the market structure here. Now, if I look at the volume, I don't really think that this move up is really justified. I'm not really seeing anything impressive when it comes to the volume. And this is kind of backed up with the fixed range volume profile. You can see that as we move up, there just isn't a lot of trading interest up here. Now, we are forming high volume nodes, but you can see that all the trading interest really is down here in this area. So while my market structure is bullish, I definitely see reason for price to come back down, at least to the value area. So what I'm going to want to do is look for long opportunities in that area. So this area right here, it can be scalped. That's fine. But I'm not going to be looking for shorts here. I want the higher probability shorts, so I'm going to stick with the $1.80 area. Now, looking to the downside or more intra-range, what I can do is I'm going to actually start with pulling a fib retracement, and I'm going to look at the golden pocket. That's the 6.5 and 6.18. And I'll remove the 3.82, and the 7.86 is actually going to be a level for later. But what I see here is there's a very, very clear SR flip in this area, right in this zone. You can see that price comes through, comes back up, tests it as resistance, finally gets through, tests it as support, back resistance, 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 move through, support. So this is going to be really a key zone to look at for an area of support. Now, definitely price can come down and reverse here, or price can just kind of bounce and move down. Either way, it still could be a good long opportunity here, just as long as you're aware of how price reacts afterwards and you need to know when to get out of the trade. I wouldn't be longing here, just longing for the moon, and not, thinking about risk management. This would be a day trader scalp for me. That's really all there is to it. Especially because what I'm seeing here is that there is a lot of liquidity buildup below these lows here. Everyone who longed in this area put their stop loss below their long, likely, or at entry. And so there's a cascade of stop losses and liquidations here. Price likes to take out areas like this, so I wouldn't be surprised for price to come down, maybe react for a good scalp or day trade long, and move down, take those longs out before moving back upward or just ranging in this area. Now, of course, we might not get the downside or we might not get the upside, but this really is the way a professional trades. We do technical analysis, we check the charts, and we look for both sides of the trade. That way it doesn't matter which is hit, or if both of them are hit, which is hit first. It doesn't matter because I'm going to be prepared for either side. Now, looking to the downside, there's the 786 in confluence with this high volume node. right here, this high volume node here. If price comes down to this area and spends any short amount of time in this area, the point of control is going to shift upward to here because it's not going to take that much of trading activity to increase this volume node higher than this volume node. So what I'm looking at is a 786 in confluence with what will be the point of control if price moves down to this area. Additionally, there are some time frame levels, high time frame levels in this area. There's a weekly and a monthly level. The way you check those is you look at the weekly chart, and I'll zoom in. You can see that there is this level from the close of this weekly candle to the open of this weekly candle, and that price never actually came back to test that level. You can go to the monthly chart and do the same for the monthly level, but I'll go back and check get back on the 4-hour chart. And so what we can see here is that there is a lot of confluence in this zone here. So even if we do come down here for a bit of a day trade or scalp trade, I would actually like to see price come down into this area. We might not get it, but if it does, that's at least 2 long trades to be had, right here and then right here. Now, of course, if price blasts through this golden pocket, I'm not taking that. So it's important to watch for trades or watch the levels as price hits them, rather, and make a trade based on the reaction rather than just kind of putting the level there and setting a limit or blindly entering the trade. But anyway, I'll move these boxes out of the way. It's not to clutter the charts. But currently, this is my trading plan. I don't really care about what happens under this range right now until I get more information. So just to recap the levels, we have the $1.80 level. We have this value area high in confluence with the golden pocket, and also it's the SR flip area. So I would definitely expect a reaction from here. And then below that, it would simply be the point of control, or what will become the point of control of this range. Anything further to the downside right now, I'm just not really interested in that. So that's about all I have for the higher time frame technical analysis. I can look at the lower time frame, check the 15-minute charts, and look at how this can be scalped. I'll go ahead and make sure there's no clutter. All right, so what I would want to look for in an area like this is for these lows right here to be taken. If we got a swing failure pattern of this area, and I'll flatten this, if we got to move down, move back up, and a candle close above this, I would think that's a pretty decent trade. It's not the best, but it can be taken. You could take a long here, put stop loss below wherever the wick is, and then probably take it to about here. You can take a fixed range volume profile roughly for the mini range we have here. And right here, you can see there is a high volume node. I would probably only take the trade up to that and be out. You can trade it the same way to the upside, look for liquidity to be built. If you don't know how to look for liquidity, go ahead and check out the video I have on my liquidity trading module. It's part of my market mechanics masterclass. It will go over everything you need to know about identifying liquidity in the market. Other than that, I'll be looking at reactions at this low, but right now I just don't really see any trades I want to take here. And I'll zoom out a little bit and show you why, especially for long trades. If I were to want to enter a long trade here, there's just nowhere to put the stop loss. Right here, no, that's where liquidity is. I would rather take a long right here. But then if I did that, where would I put my stop loss? Maybe below this low? But no, there's liquidity there too. There's a cascade of liquidity all the way down to this golden pocket, and I'm not going to put a stop loss in the golden pocket because that's where I take a lot of the trades. So where else would I put it down to? The 786? No, I want to take a trade there too. Would I put it at the current point of control? Not really. There's still liquidity below these lows. So where would be the good place to put my stop loss? Well, maybe below these lows, but if my next area of resistance I'm looking at is right here, there's just the risk management, the risk to reward is just awful. There's no real good long to be had here, in my opinion. I just wouldn't take a long here. So anyway, that's kind of my strategy, part of my strategy, my trading style. If you have your own edge, go ahead and do what you want to do. I'm not going to trade anything like that though. I would never take a long here. Anyway, I want to look at some of the exchanges you can trade on. Let me go ahead and minimize TradingView and pull up my browser. I'll go ahead and just give me a moment. There, I found my browser. Now I just need to close that. All right. So I'm looking at CoinGecko, trying to find somewhere that I can trade Bone. First, what I see is there's Shiba Swap and Uniswap, which is fine, but it's with the Ethereum pair, and most people really just don't want to trade Ethereum pair or any other crypto pair. They want to trade USDT. So what I see here is this bit exchange, and this is what concerns me. I see there is 18 to 19% of all of Bone volume traded on Bit, which at first it seems impressive. Okay, well, there should be liquidity on Bit, right? Well, no. I mean, look at the 2% depth right here. There's not even $1,000 to either side of the trade. So the slippage would be insane. And with a tenth of a percent spread, what's going on here is this is not genuine volume being traded. This is fake volume. All right, so there's no depth. There's a very small spread and a very high volume. It's fishy. I wouldn't touch Bit. I trade on MEXC, and the reason I do that is because you can trade futures with Bone, and I don't really know of another exchange where you can do that. Not only that, MEXC is the only exchange I know that I can use without being forced to do KYC, and I don't need to use a VPN. Additionally, it has pretty good liquidity even on the more lower liquidity coins. I mean, Bone does not have good liquidity anywhere, to be honest. But if I'm going to trade it, it's going to be on MEXC. If you're interested in trading on MEXC, I do have a link in the description below. You can get 10% off trading fees. So check that out. The other ones right here are here. I pulled up Bit actually. Here's an example. It's going to default to. I thought it would default to Bitcoin, but look at this. This is awful. There is no liquidity in this market for the Bit exchange. Okay, but it has all of the volume for centralized exchange. So I would not touch this exchange. For BingX, sure, you might want to trade this, but it's only on spot. Okay, they don't have futures trading. You can't use leverage. Same for BTCEX. I mean, look at this slippage. Imagine pressing the buy button at 84 cents and getting filled at almost $2.50. Okay, so really, the best place to trade Bone is the MEXC exchange. There is a reason I use MEXC exchange. So go ahead, check that out. Please stay away from this shady business right here. This is just stay away from this. None of this is financial advice. Talking about trading, I'm only talking about paper trades. Do what you want with your money, but I'm not touching Bit myself. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe, like the video, and let me know what you think about it. I don't know what you think unless you let me know. If you want to find more exclusive analysis on other altcoins, Bitcoin, whatever, I do post analysis very frequently in the Discord server. Discord server is free, so there's no reason not to be in there chatting with me. So check that out. That's all I have in this video. Thank you for watching.